Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be making a hammer eye drift. The hammer eye drift opens up the punched hole for your hammerheads. I want to start making hammers, and the first step is to make this drift. Once I get this drift made, we're going to go ahead and make a hammer eye punch in the next video. We are going to be using some axle for the drift, which the axle should be 4140. Let's go ahead and get started forging this. We'll be using a big hammer to start with. Just want something with a little bit of mass to help get this starting the shape. Once we get it worked down a little bit, we can switch to a smaller hammer.
Starting out, we're going to be using a big hammer and a lot of heat to get this metal to start moving. It takes a little bit of effort on our part to get that done. But we're going to go ahead and start forming the end of the drift. This is going to be what's going to form into our taper, so we can hopefully do multiple sizes of hammerheads. After getting the front formed a little bit, we're going to go ahead and flip it and start working on the back, the end that we're going to be hitting with the hammer. I want to get this work down to make it easier to hold with the tongs and just get our overall length a little bit more. Working now on the tapers. We want this to be a nice taper that we're going to work down here so we can hopefully do multiple sizes of hammers. The tongs I'm currently using they are not properly sized for this stock of material. I have some new ones now that is made for this size material, but the current ones I was using is not. So sometimes it's a little hard to hold on to the still. As you can tell right there. Last thing we're going to be doing is hitting the corners of the back of the drift just to round them out a little.
Here is the drift right out of the forge. So we went ahead and rounded the corners off a little bit. We will touch it up on the grinder here in just a minute. I would like a little bit extra length on this, but I cut this a little bit shorter than I probably should have. But most of the hammers I'll be making is going to be right around this end anyway, and the taper on this does taper out, so I can still do smaller hammers. But I'm happy with this. Came out pretty good. This material is hard. It should be 4140, and moving that big chunk of metal by hand took a little bit longer than I figured. Let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. Here's the drift all finished. We need this drift here for some projects that we have upcoming. One of the next things I will be making is going to be a hammer eye punch, and we'll make it without having a punch currently, but we needed a drift to make the hammer eye punch. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.